This is the Roger Orozco Show.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the show. Hey, we got a special guest, the mayor, Mr. Franco. He's got something big to talk about today.
Yeah, no, that's great. Mayor Franco, we really appreciate you reaching out to us, getting a hold of us, and wanting to get your message out there.
Well, thank you. Joel and Roger, I did reach out to you guys because, as many of you know, it's probably seen me for the first time because I'm not really a social media guy, so I missed that, just that cutoff of that generation. But I did want to go and I did want to clear up some misleading information that's out in the community right now, and that's one about our city's budget. The fact that saying that we've been having a balanced budget over the last several years is basically, in my opinion, a misleading fact, and I like to explain that. So what we have here over the last several years, we've had a budget with a shortfall that we've been using one of our enterprise funds, which is the ambulance fund, to cover that shortfall. So if we're over balance by $1 million or so a year, right, and then we take money from one account to cover it and then say, oh, we have a balanced budget, is it truly a balanced budget? If that's the case, that was the same philosophy that we used when we built our police station, where there was a shortfall on the project and we used existing money, non-taxpayer money, to cover that cost. And how can that be over budget, but yet our budget not be over budget if we're doing the same thing? So what I want to do is start with the 2014-15 year. I've got some pictures of our budget from that year.
Great.
Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but in the fiscal year 2014-2015, the city and the council transferred just over $1 million to our general fund so we can balance the budget. Okay. So I'll give that.
When you're done, I'll.
So wait a minute. Let's take for just a second. So you're telling me they've been using the ambulance fund to backfill the hole in the general fund, and that was okay, but to take that same ambulance fund and backfill the hole for the police station is a big deal.
For some people.
Right.
Right. For some
I just want to make sure I understand.
And just real quick note on the ambulance fund. The ambulance fund gets funded by three sources. I'll just keep it really simple. One of those sources is the enterprise money, which can be used for anything at our discretion. The other two sources used to go and fund the ambulance fund, so it keeps it whole, keeps the services going. So the ambulance fund gets three funding sources. One of those funding sources is what's called enterprise money, which can be used. It's non-taxpayer money, can use at the council's discretion.
So where does that come from?
That comes from private insurance payments to the ambulance fund from the people who use it.
Okay.
Yeah. And and all the money we're talking about, the ambulance fund being transferred, is the enterprise money that I'm referring to.
Okay.
So that was for the fiscal year 2014-2015.
Right.
So the following year, 2015-2016, right? The city was short about just under $1 million, just under $900,000. So once again, to cover our shortfall or our over budget of about $1 million, we transferred money from the ambulance fund to the general fund.
Coming in hot.
So here you guys go. We're going to show you papers that Mr. Franco's brought.
So that was what 15-16. Again, they dipped into the ambulance fund to backfill the deficit for the budget.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you get a calculator, we're closing $2 million. Okay.
Right.
So for the year 16-17, okay, once again, we were over budgeted by $1 million. So we put slightly over $1.1 million into our general fund to cover our over budget or our shortfall.
I'll grab that one. I'll pass that one over here. You guys maybe want to concentrate on the highlighted areas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit pause and look that one over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and I hear I have 2 years on one page because we changed our reporting feature. But on the top line for the year 2017, 2018, once again, we transferred $1.1 million to cover our shortfall in our general budget, our general fund. Okay. Now, this year, the last year for the year 2018, 2019, we transferred $4 million from our ambulance fund to our general fund.
Wow.
Of that $4 million, 2.8 went to cover the cost of the police station. The remainder of that went into the general fund to cover the shortfall of the general fund.
Wait a minute. Whoa, hang on. So you're telling me they used just as much money to backfill the general fund as they did to complete the police station?
Yeah, actually, if you add it up, they used more. Yeah.
Wow.
You're kidding me.
Wow.
Yeah, over the years. Not
Right,
in 1
Yeah,
year.
over the,
Right,
yeah, over the
over the
years.
years.
Okay,
Right.
but
Wow.
what people don't realize is we have a fund, right? This wasn't a loan. This was a fund that was sitting there with millions and millions and millions of dollars. And rather to use it to address the issues of our general fund budget, to make sure that it's whole and self-sustaining, they just have it. Council has to have it sit there just to cover, make the easy way out. Just cover the
Right.
cover the difference, cover the, or rather than use it to fix. I'm sure some of us have potholes in our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We know about the issues with our sewer. We know about the issues with retaining businesses. Rather than use some of that money to address those issues and make our general fund self-sustaining, we have just used it to cover our shortfall and our general fund balance over the years. So if you look in the last statement here I have to show you is an email from our finance director that shows the exact cost of the police station and who paid for it. So the police station, our new police station that's going to keep us safe for decades to come, cost $11 million. $4 million came from the state. $4 million came from us, the residents of Selma. Okay.
Through Measure
P.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So far, the city hasn't paid 1 cent into it.
Right.
Okay.
Out of the general fund.
Out of the general fund or any fund.
Okay.
Okay. And so the difference to get it completed, because we were overestimated cost, was basically $3 million. 2.8 came from the ambulance fund, transferred into the general fund to pay for it, and then the remainder came, a few $100,000 came from Measure S, which was used to act if it falls within its guidelines. So if we budgeted $8 million for a police station, and we only paid $3 million for a police station, how can we have been over budgeted? So, the mentality is.
It's a fair question.
Yeah.
I'm saying because, yes, the police station probably wasn't done in the most logical way, but the reality is, we have a police station. It's going to make our community safer for decades to come, right? And it only cost the city $3 million because we got to be willing to pay our fair share. When I say we, I'm talking about the city.
Right.
The city, not we, the community. So that's what I want just to claim up. And
yeah, that's very interesting, man.
so we
What
do
do you
have
guys think?
we do have resources that if we work together as a team, council and the community and our partners, the schools, the churches, the business, that we can start addressing the issues that are affecting our general fund and our quality of life. But we gotta understand that we gotta make that commitment to do it. The resource, because think about it, millions of dollars just sit in the account, right? At the same time, your streets are decaying, our sewers decaying, businesses are leaving.
And we can't use that money to move forward because we keep dipping into it to backfill the holes.
Right. Well, we're
The-
doing that
in the budget.
Right.
Right.
We're doing that, but there is money to do both. I mean, we can. First of all, we need to address why our budget is a shortfall, and that's a process. But at the second time it's not like we took a loan out. We was an account with millions and millions of dollars just sitting there.
Wow.
Right. And yet we haven't built a new neighborhood, and we need to use some of those resources and invest in our community.
Invest in Selma.
Right.
Yes,
Invest in
man.
Selma. Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
awesome. Hey, man.
I appreciate the time. I
Thank
just wanted
you.
to get this out to those people in the cyber world. I'm Mayor Franco. I love this community. I will work hard for you. Everything I've done in my life, I've done through teamwork. I've done through working. I work with others. That's how I know how to get things done. Whether it was helping starting the Education Foundation or volunteering with all these organizations, working on Measure S, Measure P, everything we've done, that I've done in my life, has been teamwork. And that's the philosophy I'm going to bring to council when I'm mayor.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, Lewis.
Okay.
Oh, wow,
Hey, Lewis
I
got
like
my
it.
vote.
Okay.
Guys, don't forget, please vote Mr. Franco mayor 2020.
Got my vote.
9-2.